The power of silence. People often believe successful people know a secret, a hidden formula, a shortcut to the top. But what if their greatest advantage isn't something they say? It's something they don't. This is the story of Noah, a young man who believed that talking about success was the same as achieving it. He was about to learn how wrong he was. Noah lived in a busy city where everyone wanted to be noticed. Social media was full of people showing expensive cars, luxury vacations, and big dreams. Every coffee shop conversation sounded the same. I'm starting a business. I'm going to be rich. I'm working on something huge. Noah joined those conversations. He loved telling people about his future. One day, I'm writing a book. The next week, I'm launching a company. A month later, I'm building an app. People applauded. They admired his ambition. But months passed. Nothing was finished. Only the conversations changed. One afternoon, Noah attended a business conference. The room was filled with entrepreneurs. Everyone was networking, talking loudly, sharing ideas, trying to impress each other. In the corner of the room, one man sat quietly. No expensive suit. No loud voice. No crowd around him. Just a notebook. And a cup of coffee. Curious. Noah sat beside him. You don't seem interested in meeting people. The man smiled. I already know enough people. Noah laughed. So what do you do? The stranger replied calmly. I build companies. Noah expected a long explanation. Instead, silence. Later that evening, the conference host walked onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Ethan Brooks. The quiet man beside Noah stood up. The audience erupted into applause. Some even stood. Noah was stunned. He whispered to the person next to him. Who is he? The man replied. One of the country's most successful entrepreneurs. He owns businesses in more than 20 countries. Noah okayed back at Ethan. He had spent hours beside him. Without realizing who he was, after the event, Noah found Ethan outside. I don't understand. You never mentioned your success. Ethan smiled. Because my work speaks louder than my words. He looked at the city lights. Many people announce every dream. Very few quietly build one. Noah asked. So why do successful people stay silent? Ethan picked up a small seed lying on the ground. Have you ever heard a tree growing? Noah shook his head. No. Exactly. The strongest growth happens quietly. The next morning, Ethan gave Noah a simple challenge. For the next 90 days, stop telling people what you're going to do. Just do it. No announcements. No bragging. No seeking approval. When you finish something, people will notice. Noah smiled. It sounds easy. Ethan quietly replied. No. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. Because deep inside, most people don't crave success. They crave recognition. And learning the difference would completely change Noah's life, the noise that steals dreams. The next morning, Noah made a promise. For 90 days, he wouldn't tell anyone about his goals. No social media posts. No big announcements. No coming soon. Just quiet work. It sounded simple. But by the third day, he realized how difficult silence really was. Whenever he finished a chapter of his book, he wanted to post about it. Whenever he had a new business idea, he wanted to tell his friends. Whenever he made progress, he wanted someone to congratulate him. But each time, he remembered Ethan's words. Let your results introduce you. So, he closed his phone and returned to work. Weeks passed. His friends noticed something strange. Noah, you've become quiet. Are you working on anything? Noah smiled. Just learning. They laughed. That's not like you. Before, Noah would have explained every detail. This time, he simply changed the subject. One evening, Ethan invited Noah to his office. It wasn't a giant skyscraper. It was a simple building. Clean. Organized. Peaceful. On one wall, there was a single framed quote. Noise creates attention. Silence creates results. Noah stared at it. Ethan walked over. Do you know why people announce their goals too early? Noah shook his head. Ethan replied. Because praise feels like progress. When people clap for an idea, your brain starts feeling rewarded. Even though you haven't achieved anything yet. That's dangerous. Because satisfaction can replace action. Then Ethan handed Noah 2 balloons. One was fully inflated. The other was empty. Which one makes more noise? Noah squeezed them. The full balloon squeaked loudly. The empty one barely made a sound. Ethan smiled. Many people are like the noisy balloon. They make a lot of sound, but burst under pressure. The strongest people stay calm. They save their energy for the work. Months passed. While others posted motivational quotes, Noah wrote another chapter. While others argued online, he learned new skills. While others chased attention, he quietly improved. Nobody noticed. Nobody applauded. Nobody celebrated. But something inside Noah was changing. He no longer worked to impress people. He worked to become better. Exactly 90 days later, Noah walked into the same business conference where he had first met Ethan. This time, he wasn't there as a dreamer. He was there as a speaker. His book had just been published. His small business had gained its first 1,000 customers. Not because he talked about it, but because he built it. People surrounded him. When did all this happen? Noah smiled. It happened while I was quiet. The audience applauded. But Ethan remained seated, simply smiling. Because he knew the greatest lesson was still ahead. After the conference, a famous investor approached Noah with an offer that could change his future forever. But accepting it would require Noah to break the very principle that had made him successful. Would he stay true to his values? Or trade silence for fame? The loudest success needs no words. Final. A week after the conference, Noah received an invitation. It came from one of the biggest media companies in the country. They wanted to make him famous. The offer sounded like a dream. Television interviews. Millions of followers. Magazine covers. Endorsement deals. And a contract worth more money than Noah had ever imagined. But there was one condition. The producer smiled and said, "We don't just want your success. We want your personality. Post every day. Share every meeting. Film every achievement. Create controversy if necessary. People love drama." Noah remained silent. The producer leaned closer. Fame comes before fortune. If people know your name, they'll buy anything. For a moment, Noah was tempted. After all, who wouldn't want millions of people cheering for them? That evening, he visited Ethan. Noah explained everything. Then asked, "What would you do?" Ethan looked out the window. For several moments, he said nothing. Finally, he spoke. When I was your age. I accepted the same kind of offer. Noah looked surprised. You did? Ethan nodded. I became famous very quickly. But something strange happened. The more time I spent looking successful, the less time I spent becoming successful. I was busy creating content, instead of creating value. The room became quiet. Ethan continued. The world rewards attention, but it respects results. Attention fades. Results remain. The next morning, Noah made his deck. Ishan. He thanked the media company and politely declined. The producer couldn't believe it. You're turning down fame? Noah smiled. I'm choosing focus. I don't want people to remember my posts. I want them to remember my work. Years passed. Noah kept building. One business became 3. 3 became 7. His book was translated into dozens of languages. Thousands of young entrepreneurs followed his ideas. Not because he shouted the loudest, but because his work changed lives. Ironically, the more successful Noah became, the quieter he lived. His mornings began with reading. His afternoons were spent mentoring young founders. His evenings belonged to family. No cameras. No unnecessary headlines. No need to prove anything. One afternoon, a university invited Noah to give a graduation speech. A student stood up and asked, Sir, if you could give us only one piece of advice, what would it be? Noah smiled, then held up an acorn. This tiny seed will become a mighty oak tree, but only if it spends years growing underground. Before anyone notices it. He looked across the hall. Your dreams are the same. Don't rush to announce them. Protect them. Work on them. Let them grow in silence. One day, the results will speak so loudly. You won't have to. Many years later, after Noah retired, people asked Ethan one final question. What made Noah different from everyone else? Ethan smiled. He stopped asking, how can I impress people? And started asking, how can I improve myself? That one change changed everything. Noah never became the loudest entrepreneur. He became something greater. He became a man whose reputation traveled farther than his voice. And wherever people spoke about him, they always said the same thing. He never chased attention. He chased excellence. And in the end, excellence attracted all the attention he ever needed. Moral: success doesn't need constant announcements. It grows quietly through discipline, consistency, and focused action. Talk less. Learn more. Work harder. Let your results tell your story. Because the loudest proof of success is a life that speaks for itself.